So today it sucked. I guess that's kind of a negative thing to say, but it did. It just sucked because I was right here and like right inside the door wall, and I had the door wall open as I always do because I need to respond immediately if anything goes wrong, and it did. So I was right inside just sitting there, and then Hansy, Rover, and LD were out there. LD and Rover were both on the table. Rover had her 2 nuts, her first 2. LD had his first 1, and Hansy had her first 1, and she was out on the end of the deck, on the edge of the deck. And Mealy Mouth was near her, somewhat near her. And all of a sudden, just all of them, they made this, like, all I can explain it is like a death rattle in their throat. It's the certain sound that squirrels make when hawks are like right there. And a hawk or whatever is right there. And so I knew, so I just like, and they all had the throat sound. So I like went running outside, clapping and screaming, and the hawk was coming down over my head, down towards Hansy on the edge of the deck. And I was just clapping and screaming, and he was coming down for her, and then she jumped in the air, and I can't even describe, like, she was everywhere. She was like moving to the side, she was moving around, she was going up. It wasn't like she went straight in the air. She was like going off, and there was like no way to pinpoint where she was at any moment. And I'm sure that's by design, because the hawk was coming in a straight line for where she was, and she made sure that like she was not in any one place, and she didn't take a straight trajectory so that he couldn't, just re-zero in on that position. And she just went like 5 feet in the air like this, just all around. And then she just went flying over into like the middle of the lawn, and just was like on her tree and up into her cabin. Like, quicker than I couldn't even watch her. Like, I couldn't even see it. And then it was just so fast. And then plus I had my eye on the hawk. And then so as he was coming down, I'm clapping and screaming, and like he like kind of, and then he went back up a little bit, but not much. And he was like going out over the woods, flying low, still looking. And I was just clapping and screaming to get him out of there, and not get anybody else either, And he didn't. He kept going, and he went. And oh God, I swear, I think I'm gonna like lose it, because living like this is so hard. We were just having dinner. It was a moment. Like, I almost was videoing. They were on the deck. It was Hansy and her kids, and I almost took a video to say, hey, finally we have a moment today where we're all having like a nice time, because all throughout the day everybody was hiding. There was no video to be had because there were no squirrels around, because everybody was too scared, and for good reason. And finally we were just having like a normal, it wasn't like it used to be, like a big deck party, but it was 4 squirrels on the deck. And I'm like, oh, hey, this would be cool, get a little video of this. I'm so glad I was not videoing when that happened, because if I had had anything in my hand, the minute I heard everybody, that sound in their throat, I started like clapping and screaming and just jettisoned myself out of my chair onto the deck. And this is really hard. So I want to warn anyone, if you love squirrels and you want to start having a relationship with your squirrels, it is so hard. If you live anywhere where there's hawks, it might be easier to just shut the doors, shut the windows, pull the shades, and just watch my videos instead. never have to know this kind of hell, because it is so hard. And what do I have to do about it? I have a Frisbee that's coming from Amazon that with 360 LED lights. That's, it glows in the dark. Well, that's great, but the hawks don't come around in the dark. So I paid like $70 for a Frisbee that would probably work great if the hawk ever came in the dark, because in the dark the thing looks like a glowing orb, but in the daytime it's probably just going to look like a Frisbee. I don't know, I'll try it, and I'm sure I won't hit him with it or anything, but who knows if maybe a flying disc will freak a hawk out. It's worth a shot. But come on, like, what I'm up against, and I'm throwing a Frisbee, like, there's gotta be something that will work. I don't know if he was on the roof today when he came down, or if he was on a tree in the front yard and came over the house. This is my house. Like, they can't sit on my house and come on my deck and take my animals, you know?
7:30 a.m. on Monday. Pippi's right here. Little squirrel who lives down the lane is yonder somewhere. We have some serious riffraff, but I'm telling Pippi, don't worry about it, because the riffraff's roving through, digging for nuts, trying to steal everybody's stash. But I'm telling her we can replace the nuts, we can't replace lives, so just stay hidden away from the hawks, let the riffraff do what they do, and I will get as many nuts as we need.